Creativity is just a natural part of being a human being. I think what happens oftentimes in our education world is it gets stifled because creativity is so reliant on the intuitive. It's so reliant on the mysterious part. It's so reliant on the esoteric part of ourselves. And if you just move towards reading, writing, and arithmetic, those are important, but without having a source, a creativity there, then you don't really move anything forward. As I said, creativity liberates because it's just a part of us. It's a natural part of us. If you were in kindergarten or first grade and you loved to sing and you sang at the top of your lungs, maybe you didn't necessarily sing in key, but you just were so joyful when you sang. And so when it comes to the evening concert that's going to be presented, the teacher pulls you aside and says, you've worked really hard, but our parents are going to be there and our grandparents are going to be there, and we just don't want to disappoint the crowd, so I'm going to put you in the back row, and what I'd like for you to do is just mouth the words, just pretend to sing along, but don't sing along. And what happens in that moment is that creativity is stifled, and that child then grows into someone that thinks they can't sing, but it bleeds over more into more things than just not singing. They may begin to say, because I've heard people say, adults say, I'm not creative at all, and that's impossible. You are creative, but something's stopping it, something's gotten in the way. So freedom really comes in really going back to your roots. If you really want to see what free play is go to a playground where 4, 5, and 6-year-olds are playing, and watch what happens on that playground and how they play with 100% of themselves, and how if there's a stranger standing along the sidelines, they'll run over and ask them, do you want to play? So it's just in us. In order to call it forth, it's just creating the space to allow it a safe place, because hurt has happened. The person who was told they couldn't sing, that hurt them. Maybe it broke their heart that somebody evaluated, or it's like color in the lines, or the sun is not purple, or any of those kinds of things that try to make rigidity out of something, because creativity is not rigid. Creativity is flexible, and it seeps around. But I see a lot of creativity being stifled in people, and primarily in an education system that really doesn't engage and welcome the intuitive side, the mysterious side. We stopped doing that. That's why I love indigenous cultures, because indigenous cultures understood to be fully human, you had to examine and explore and be a part of the intuitive side, the mystery side, being at one with nature, and all of those beautiful things, those lessons that oftentimes in a quote civilized world we don't think are important, but they're essential. They're essential to being the human being that you